There's a lot of chatter about 1966 and the fire horse, and everyone's worried 2026 is going to be some kind of repeat disaster. The problem isn't the question, it's that people are jumping to answers without looking at the engine of the car. Yes, the market took a nosedive in 1966, but that's not because of an animal in the sky. It was because the government was spending money like water, prices were going up, and the people in charge of the money tightened the taps. It's like blaming the color of a car for a crash instead of looking at the driver who flawed it and the brakes that failed. Markets don't move because of pretty pictures, they move because of how things are built. But this is where it gets fun. Just because a picture of a horse doesn't crash the market, it doesn't mean timing is useless. And that's the part almost everyone misses. First, let's pull out the right calendar. If you're using the wrong map, you'll be digging for treasure in the wrong spot. The 2026 Fire Horse year, what we call Bingwu, doesn't start on the Chinese New Year. It kicks off at Lichun in early February, and it definitely doesn't start in May. Now, May 2026 isn't even a horse month, it's a water snake. Goosey. So if someone tells you May is a double fire horse moment, they're selling you a story that sounds great, but the facts are wrong. And this is the part you need to circle on your map. May is still inside the fire season. Think of it like this. You have a pot of water, which is the snake, but you've put it on a stove that is getting hotter and hotter, which is the fire horse year. The water on top might look still, but underneath, the bubbles are forming. Things are starting to move. You don't have calm. You have action happening under pressure. Everything reacts faster. Moods change in a blink. The time you have to make a choice keeps getting shorter. That's the real signal. It's not a crash date on a calendar. It's the whole game speeding up. So what does a fire horse actually do to the markets? Let's stop talking about stars and start talking about people. Fire is fast, it's bright, it's all about feeling and reacting. The horse is about moving, about pushing forward, about momentum. Put a rocket on a race car, what do you get? You get an environment where nothing stays put. Good news goes to the moon. Bad news hits the floor. Stories and rumors change by the hour. And if you're the kind of investor who waits for everything to be proven and double-checked, you'll always be one step behind, reacting to what already happened. So when people say 2026 will be volatile, it's not some magic spell, it's just human behavior. When you have less time to think, you get more volatility. That's just how people work. Now back to May. Even though it's not a horse month, it's important. It's the warm-up lap. It's the moment right before the race starts, when the runners are on the blocks, and you can feel the tension in the air. The gun hasn't fired yet, but everyone is ready to run. That's May. All the energy is there, but the direction isn't totally clear. And that's the trap. Because when things start moving, we think we know what's going on. In reality, we're just reacting to bits and pieces of the story. May isn't dangerous because of some cosmic clash. It's dangerous because it makes you feel like you have asterisk to do something. Right now, even when you don't have the full picture. You see movement, you feel the urgency, but the ground underneath you might still be soft. So what does this feel like in your bank account? It feels like jumping on a surfboard way too early, before the wave has even formed. You just get tumbled around in the white water. The wave rides you, you don't ride the wave. That's chasing a trend too soon. It's acting on a headline without knowing the real story. And this is where fire becomes a problem. Fire makes everything feel bigger. A little bit of good news feels like you won the lottery. A tiny bit of bad news feels like the end of the world. Both feelings lead you to buy or sell at the worst possible time. So the question isn't what stock will pop in May. The real question is, how do I move at this new, faster speed without tripping over my own feet? Let's talk about the playbook, because this is where you stop guessing and start planning. First, in a fire year, you need your map before you start the car. Know exactly where you're going and how much gas you have before you even turn the key. Decide on your risks before the market forces your hand. Second, look at the bones of the house, not the fresh coat of paint. Fire creates a lot of pretty distractions. A lot of things will look exciting, but you need to know if the foundation is solid. Third, you have to be in the kitchen. This isn't a slow cooker you can set and forget. This is a stir fry. You're at the wok, you're managing the heat, and you're moving things around. Holding on blindly is how you burn the meal. And last, watch where the big delivery trucks are going, not just where the noisy crowd is pointing. Attention is cheap in a fire year. Real money still looks for real value. So, let's be crystal clear about May 2026. It is not the firehorse month. It is not a guaranteed market crash. It's not a magic button on a calendar, but it is a hyperactive period in a very fast year. It's a time when things are building up, reactions are getting quicker, and people are more likely to make decisions driven by adrenaline rather than a plan. And that's where the trap is, but it's also where the opportunity is. Because in a year like 2026, you don't win by being the fastest. You win by knowing exactly when to run. If this helps you see the market, the timing, and your own decisions more clearly for 2026, then stick around. We're not here to guess what's next. We're here to understand the pattern before everyone else sees it. And that's when timing stops being just interesting and starts being